your ultimate destination for relationship wisdom and fun. Explore the intricacies of relationships, uncover solutions to common challenges, and build stronger relationships with practical strategies. Our radio program, Wisdom for Relationships. Tune in to Wisdom for Relationships on Rainbow FM, Wednesday mornings at 7:30 a.m. for insights and wisdom to build and maintain healthy relationships. Our Single Ladies Relationship Bootcamp. Attend our weekend program designed for single ladies to explore and learn principles governing relationships, biblical standards, and answers to key questions. Gain a changing perspective, direction, and hope for the future. Our For Wives seminars. Whether newly married or seasoned, learn strategies for improving communication, navigating challenging times, deepening intimacy, and building trust, and more. Our marriage preparation and intervention program. Take advantage of our comprehensive program offering premarital counseling classes, marriage intervention sessions, and marriage enrichment classes to support you at various stages of your relationship. Our Purpose Discovery program. Discover your life's purpose through our Purpose Discovery programs, answering key questions and understanding how your gifts, talents, skills, and passions intersect to define your purpose. Visit our website, idelight.co.za or WhatsApp +27 642 001 545 for more information on our various programs. Empower yourself, enrich your relationships, and discover your purpose. Join us on this journey to make life a delight.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight. Thank God it's Friday. Hi, everyone. Let me see who is here. I see Natlantla. Welcome, Stephanie. If I greet you, greet me back. Lorato. Nkabiseng. Nsekiseng. Okay. Pregoria, Precious, Brucey, bless you. Good evening. Thank you, Precious. Thank you. Mokechi, I hope I'm pronouncing the names right. All right, Brother Donald. Welcome, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's another Friday evening, my favorite time of the week, as we hang out around the Word of God and the wisdom we need to make our relationships beautiful. Hope you've had a good week so far. It's amazing how we just close our eyes and open it, it's another Friday. We close our eyes and open it, it's another Friday. It feels like that. But we are grateful to God for life. We are grateful to God for preservation. We are grateful to God for protection, for provision, for promotion, for making a way for us where there seemed to be no way. Welcome, everybody. Good evening. I'm really glad to be hanging out with you tonight, even as we engage in this conversation. Today is the third installment in our conversation for this month. Relationships, boundaries, and femininity. Becoming a woman who builds without losing herself. Becoming a woman who builds without losing herself. All right, tonight we are going to, good evening, everybody. I see the greetings on the chat function. You're also welcome to use your microphone on your device to greet or to ask a question. It's not only in the chat function. You can type definitely, but you can also say hello. You can also raise your hand with the raising hand function on Zoom to ask a question if you want to ask a question. Okay, tonight, becoming a woman who builds without losing herself. I'm going to be focusing on the latter part of that topic or the title, without losing herself, without losing herself, without losing herself. That's where our conversation is going to be. How does somebody lose themselves? How does somebody lose themselves? And then what do we do to prevent it? Because the key word there is without losing yourself. So you can become a woman who builds builds. You build dreams. You build homes. You build organizations. You build companies. You build ministry. You are a builder. The Bible talks about it in Proverbs chapter 14. It says a wise woman builds. A wise woman builds her home, but a foolish one tears it down with her own hands. A wise woman builds. And I can extend that scripture in Proverbs chapter 14 by saying it's not just that she builds her home with her own hands, and she does not lose herself. A wise woman builds her home without losing herself. She doesn't find other people and then lose herself. No, she finds other people, she finds dreams, make them happen, and she doesn't lose herself. So that's what we want to deal with tonight. I don't know if there are any women who want to learn how not to lose themselves in the course of building whatever it is that God has put in their hands to build. Build a family, build a career, build a ministry, build a community, build without losing yourself. So while you're building things, you're also building yourself. Because what does it mean to lose yourself? To lose yourself means you are not building you. You are depreciating, you are deteriorating, you are disappearing. You're depreciating, you're deteriorating, you're disappearing. Some women have disappeared. They're in the relationship, but they've disappeared. What do I mean that they have disappeared? They can't be found in the relationship. They've disappeared. Their interests are not recognized, are not valued, are not treasured. Their values are trashed and tread upon. They are not considered. Their well-being is thrown under the bus. Their sense of identity is completely destroyed. They don't know who they are. Somebody else has taken over their lives because their voice has been silenced. They can't speak. They are not heard. Their voice is, no matter what they're saying, they are not heard. And it's a terrible place to be. And it's easy for a woman to slide into that mode. And, they are dying, but they are existing, but they are dying. Because, they don't feel like they know who they are anymore. They are so much there trying to please the other person, trying to please their partner, that they just don't even know who they are anymore. Oh, my Zoom is logged off. Okay, we're back. Okay. All right, so we want to investigate that tonight. How do you not lose yourself? How do you not lose yourself? So to talk about that, we're talking about the issue of boundaries. We are dealing with boundaries today. I mentioned it last week. I gave us a sneak peek of what we're going to be having today when I talked about boundaries when I started last week, if you remember that. And that's where we want to sit on today, the issue of boundaries. I explained last week that boundaries are necessary because man is a spirit that has a soul and live in a body. Man is a spirit that has a soul and lives in a body. Do you know that man is the only spirit that has those characteristics? Man is the only spirit. God is a spirit. The Bible says God is spirit. Those that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. God has a soul because God can feel, God can decide, God can think. Those senses come from the faculty or from the soul. The soul carries the seat of our intellect, the seat of our emotions, and the seat of our will. God has a will. God has an emotion. God can feel sad. God can The Bible records that God can be grieved, God can be angered. Those are emotions from the soul. So God is a spirit that has a soul, but God does not have a body. God does not have a body. God doesn't dwell in a body. We read in the Bible instances where God took human form to appear to people, but that was not his permanent state. God doesn't have a body like we do. Angels don't have a body like we do. Yeah, we see instances in scriptures where angels took human form to deliver an assignment, but after that they were gone. They didn't stay in human body permanently. Demons are definitely not carrying bodies. In fact, demons seek to possess bodies. I was meditating on that this week. You know, that demons carry an eternal sense of lack, sense of inadequacy, sense of deficiency. They carry that in their soul, because remember, they have souls. So they carry that in their soul, and they are constantly looking for a body to possess. They feel the insufficiency of not having a body. So they're constantly looking for a body to possess. So that's why demons possess humans. That's why demons possess animals. They are looking for a body to operate from. They need bodies to operate from. So they carry a perpetual sense of inadequacy. They are constantly looking for a body to carry. That's why when someone is possessed of a demon, one of the things that go with possession is an acute sense of inadequacy. The demon transfers that feeling of inadequacy to the person that he has possessed. So when you deal with possessed people, you will pick it up. This person feels inadequate. This person feels insufficient. This person feels that they are not enough. This person feels that they are lacking something. That's what happens. One of the characteristics of demon possessed people. But I don't believe that a born again child of God can be possessed of the devil. A born again child of God can be harassed by the devil, can be oppressed by the devil, can be afflicted by the devil, but possessed of the devil, I don't believe so. If they have the Spirit of God in their spirit, the devil cannot dwell together with the Spirit of God. When Bible says he that is joined to the Lord is one spirit with the Lord. So a believer cannot carry a demon in the temple of the Holy Ghost. We are the temple of the Holy Spirit. The Spirit of God dwells in us. All right. But we are spirits that have souls and live in bodies. Now, the whole concept of boundaries is to protect the finite. Our bodies are finite. Our soulish, or solical rather, our solical faculties are finite. None of us has the capacity of infinite love. We don't. None of us has the capacity of infinite compassion. We don't. Only God does. So your ability to bear emotional burdens are limited. They are finite. So you need to protect yourself. That's what boundaries are. So boundaries in relationships are the healthy limits that we set to protect our well-being, to protect our values, and to protect ourselves, our sense of self-identity. Let me take it again. There are three things that you protect with boundaries. Number one, your well-being. Write it down. Your sense of well-being. Right? Your sense of well-being. Then the next is your values. You need to have boundaries to protect your values, the things that are important to you. The things that are important to you, your values. If, for instance, you're in a relationship and one of the things that you treasure most is to be generous, you love generosity, you need to put a boundary around it so that you can maintain your value of being generous. Let me give another example. You are in a relationship, you're not married. One of your values is sexual purity. You want to remain sexually pure before God. And the person you're in a relationship with wanting to cross the line, You see, that's your value. Purity is your value. So you got to put a boundary on how they touch your body, so that what goes into your mind, what you watch, what you consume on the internet and so on, because you want to keep your body and your mind holy. So your value is holiness. Your value is purity. You want to preserve it. You need boundaries to protect that. So that's why I will not watch everything that is available to be watched on the internet. Never. I have boundaries for my eyes. I have boundaries for my ears. In fact, there are messages I don't listen to because I have boundaries. Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence. That's boundary. That's boundary keeping. Guard your heart with all diligence. So there are things that you need to guard against entering your heart. I don't want bad news entering my heart. I don't want negativity entering my heart. No. I don't want evil report entering my heart. I don't want it. I don't want faith deflating ideologies entering my heart. No, I don't want it. So I keep a boundary on what I watch, what I read, what I listen to. If you come to me with gossip, I'm going to walk away from you because I don't want that. I have to have boundaries around me to protect my values and my sense of identity. What does that mean? Women, listen and listen good. That someone says they love you, someone says they want to marry you, does not mean that you have to throw away your identity to conform to them so that it will appear that you are a nice person. No, you are not doing yourself any justice. If you have to disappear into their world, disappear into their life, disappear into everything that they're doing so that you can, appear to be congenial towards them. No. No, a big no. You don't have to lose your sense of identity. It's one of the things that I teach couples when they come for premarital counseling. You are an individual. God loves you the way he made you. Please love you the way God made you. Accept who God made. Accept that there is no mistake in your make. No. When you are formed, God made you. He says we are fearfully and wonderfully made. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. God did not create a flop. God did not create a damaged product. No, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. People may not understand you. People may not, look at your uniqueness, but you need to see that you are unique and you are blessed. So there is a sense of identity that you must protect. You must protect your identity. Be your person. Be who you are. Don't try to become them. Yeah, you are loud and boisterous, but they are quiet and reserved. Please continue to be loud and boisterous. Don't now become someone else because you want to please somebody. No, be yourself. Because when you are not yourself, you are at best, unhappy and unfulfilled. At worst, you can even be suicidal when they are trying to make you who you are not. And for me, it's actually a sign, a red flag that somebody is trying to make me who I am not. They're not respecting my values. They're not respecting the things that are important to me, and they want me to become like them. They want me to pick up their habits, pick up their pastimes, and they don't respect mine. There is a problem there. There's a problem there. It's one of the things that I used to gauge who becomes my close friend, who I can promote in my circle of relationships to another level of intimacy. I use respect for my boundaries to judge. If you're not willing to respect my boundaries, I will struggle to be your friend. And there are many people that I have pushed away from my life because they refuse to respect my boundaries. So I declassify them from the place where I put them. I remember a friend that I went to university with. We were very, 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 very good friends while we were in university. But I noticed that as we graduated and came into the world of work, this person has no respect for my calling, no respect for my decisions to serve God in the ministry, and they keep mocking it, and they keep, saying negative things, and you know what? I remember one day I just said, no, I'm not gonna, keep up with this. This person doesn't respect that I've made a decision. This is how I want to live my life to serve God. Make peace with it. It's not your life, it's my life. Don't stop trying to talk me out of my calling, trying to talk me into what you think I should be. No, and mocking my decision to serve God. I declassified them from my circle of close friends. In fact, as they continued, I blocked them. They are one of the few people that I've blocked in my life. I blocked them. They are not able to reach me. If they try to go to Facebook, I block them. I don't want them because they are not respecting my boundaries. So I want you to decide tonight, any relationship you are in where your sense of identity is not respected, your values are not upheld, they look down on the things that are important to you, your well-being is not considered, that is not a relationship for you to be in. I'm delivering somebody tonight. Make up your mind. I will not continue. Because continuing is a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for future heartbreak. In fact, your heart has already started cracking. You don't even realize it. It's already cracking. And so if anybody wouldn't respect your sense of well-being, your sense of identity, your values, and who you have chosen to be, they cannot continue to be deep friends or intimate friends with you. So boundaries are like property lines in your emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual life. That's what boundaries are. They're like, how you have a boundary around a property. Fulfello, welcome. Right. I think yeah. You don't want to continue with somebody who doesn't respect your emotional boundaries, your mental boundaries, your physical boundaries, and your spiritual life. So those invisible lines that define your emotional space, that define your physical space, that define your spiritual life, that define your mental space, those are what we call boundaries. Right. So what it means is that boundaries define where you end and where others begin. Where you end and where others begin. They define what you will and will not accept, how you want to be treated, and how you will treat others. There's a very good friend of mine. One day, we were very good friends, and we were hanging out, and I don't know what it was. Excuse me. I jovially rubbed his head. I jovially rubbed his head in the spirit of our hangout and our play. I rubbed his head. I didn't know that he doesn't like his head to be rubbed. And he straightened it out almost immediately to say, my friend, please don't do that again. I don't like it. It feels belittling for somebody to rub my head. I don't like it. And what he did that day was to set a boundary. You can shake my hands, you can rub my back, but don't rub my head. And from that day till today, I have never touched his head. Why? Because he told me, I don't like it. It makes me feel belittled. I don't like it. So I respect that boundary. But when you set a boundary and then somebody hears it and says, get out there, and then tries to do exactly what you told them not to do, the person has no respect for you. And if people don't have, listen, if people don't have respect for your boundaries, they don't have respect for you. Let me say that again. If someone does not have respect for your boundary, they don't have respect for you. So why are boundaries necessary in relationships? Why are they necessary? I want to give you 6 reasons why boundaries are necessary, so that your heart can be established on the necessity of boundaries. Because some people feel like, if I set boundaries, I'm being too harsh, I'm being antisocial. No, you need to understand why you need to set those boundaries and then sustain them, and then keep them. Otherwise, the boundaries are useless. You need to enforce the boundaries. So why are boundaries necessary in relationships? Number 1, it protects your identity. Are you writing? Right. I want you to write, everybody. Boundaries protect your identity. How do I mean? Without boundaries, you can lose your sense of self. You become absorbed into someone else's world, into their desires, into their emotions, into their expectations. Your own are dropped, and you are completely consumed in their world. So the things that are important to you, nobody is pursuing them. Nobody is looking at them. All that you are doing in that relationship is to pursue what's important to them. I remember some years ago, we had an SLBC, and there was this lady who attended the SLBC. For those who do not know, SLBC was our relationship boot camp for single ladies boot camp. But now we've rebranded it. It's now called Single Ladies Relationship Boot Camp, SLRBC. That's what the name is now. All right, so some years ago, a lady attended SLBC at the time. It's now called SLRBC. And she was asking, she was maybe 45 at the time, and she was asking this question, that there's a guy who's interested in her. And this guy has been, please mute, thank you. And this guy has been, showing a lot of interest and wanting for them to build a relationship. The guy is maybe a divorcee or a widower, one of those. The guy is like 47, she is 45. And she said, one of the things that she wants is to have her own children. And she said it to the man. And the man said, never. He doesn't want any other child. He has his own 3 kids, and that's enough. Any woman he's going to marry, he doesn't want any children. And she says to him, but I want children. You already have children. I don't have. And I want children. And the man says, I don't want children. So she was asking at that SLRBC or SLBC at the time, what should she do? She thinks the guy loves her, but so should she accept that, she's not going to have a child? And she was asking me, and I said, what makes you think that the guy loves you? Where are you getting it from? If you love me, you will value the things that are important to me. If you love me, you will value the things that are important to me. You've told him that having children is important to you. Even if you're not able to have yours biologically, you are willing to adopt. And the man says, no. So if he really loves you, he would consider the things that are important to you. Because if you accept it, you are going to disappear in his world. That's where I'm getting to. Your identity is going to disappear. Because all he wants is the things that are important to him. The things that make him, the things that define him, the things that he desires to do. And then the things that are important to you, get swept under the carpet. The things that are important to you get thrown under the bus. The things that are important to you get thrown out of the house. And all that you are pursuing are things that are important to him. You lose your identity. That's why you need boundaries. You need to set boundaries and say, you know, this meeting, for instance, is important to me. It's my friends from primary school or my friends from secondary school. I meet with them every Sunday. It's important to me. And they don't want you to meet with them. Then something is wrong. The relationship is not going to go far because some boundaries are being violated. So boundaries protect your identity. Number two, are you writing? Number two, boundaries. This class is so quiet. Are you still with me, guys?
Yes, Doctor, we are still with you.
All right, Lorato, thank you. Oh, good. All right, and I just need to know that I am not talking to myself. Okay. Number two, it promotes mutual respect. Boundaries promote mutual respect. So when you communicate your limits clearly, it teaches others how to treat you and prevent unhealthy power dynamics. You know, when people respect your boundaries, you respect theirs. There's, you know, this mutuality of respect in the relationship. I don't go out at night. That's a boundary. I don't do night crawling. That's a boundary. By the way, that's my reality. I don't do night crawling. You will not find me hanging out somewhere at 11 o'clock in the middle of the night, you know, hanging out with friends. Never. You will not find me there. You will not find me there. If you catch me outside of my bed at 11, it must be that I am somewhere praying. Or yes, at 11, I'm somewhere praying. If it is not prayer, you will not find me anywhere else except on my bed at 11 in the night, except I'm traveling overnight or something. But if I am not on my bed, it is because I am praying, I'm traveling, or I'm ministering somewhere, maybe in a night vigil or something. Otherwise, I'm in my bed at 11 p.m. I am there. So if you say you want to be my friend and you're inviting me to a night hangout and I say I'm not going, and then you don't respect it, there's no mutual respect in the relationship. If tomorrow you continue to push it for me to come and hang out with you somewhere in the night, no, and you keep pushing it, there's no respect. Number three, it prevents emotional overload. It prevents emotional overload. It's amazing how some people don't have breaks in how they offload on you. They meet you first thing in the morning. It's about complaining. They start vomiting all the negative things and they start complaining and they're dumping all of this emotional baggage on you. You need to say no. You're not a dumping ground. So people, when you set proper boundaries, people don't trespass those boundaries to come and offload emotional burdens on you when you're not ready for it. When you're not ready for it. You know, those of us who are pastors, clinical psychologists, and counselors, we often deal with heavy emotional things. People share the burdens and the pain and the trauma they have gone through. The problem with, you know, some of us, those emotional burdens are taken on personally. So when, you know, if you're an empath, you feel people's pain more than the average person. You need to have strong boundaries so that people don't just offload on you when you're not ready for it. They meet you early in the morning and they start offloading negative emotional weight on you. No, you must set the boundaries. I like to listen to you, but please, can we not do this first thing in the morning? That's the boundary. Can we not talk about this now? You know, we can talk about it at lunchtime. We can talk about it in the afternoon. We can talk about it when I phone you. Allow me to, spend this time in prayer or spend this time by myself. Don't offload your emotional burdens right here, right now. Some people are just terrible. They need you. Oh, they go off. They go off sharing all these emotional burdens. No, don't be a dumping ground for other people's toxic emotions. Let me say it again. Don't be a dumping ground for other people's toxic emotions. Number 4, boundaries foster healthy communication. You see, when there are proper boundaries set, it's easier to address conflict without guilt, resentment, or passive aggression when there are proper boundaries. When I remember I was in a conversation with an elderly man, I think it was during COVID. And he was somebody who was, very much older than me, maybe 25, 30 years older than me. And in the conversation and the man was beginning to lift up his voice to shout on me. I noticed it, and I thought he was going to stop, but he was now, raising his voice on me. I had to stop him. So with all due respect, sir, please don't shout on me. I had to say it. Don't shout on me, please. And he had to realize it. What I did there was to set a boundary. Yes, we may not agree on what we're talking about, but you shouldn't raise your voice on me. Don't shout on me. Don't do it. And he had to apologize. Yes, he's older than me. I know in African culture, when people are older than you, you can set your boundaries. So boundaries help foster healthy communication. If somebody is now beginning to raise their voice and talk down at you, you can set the boundary and push back. Please don't be rude to me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk down at me. Don't, be disrespectful. If you want to correct me, you can correct me in an appropriate way, but you don't have to, belittle me. No, I will not accept it. There are some times where even in a conversation, people want to bully you. It's important that you set the boundaries and say, no, I will not be bullied. With all due respect, I refuse to be bullied. All right. Number 5, it creates safety and trust. So when both parties know what is acceptable and what isn't, then the relationship feels safe. Because this thing is not acceptable and you are keeping to the boundary. This person says, I don't want you going through my phone. And it's not because I'm hiding anything, but because I value privacy. Let my phone be. And when you have set a boundary like that, and the person respects it, the relationship feels safe. The relationship, there's trust. You're not leaving your phone wondering, are they going to start going through it? No, you set a boundary, and they respect that boundary. All right. Number 6, and the last one I'm going to give you, why boundaries are necessary for relationships tonight. It supports emotional and spiritual growth. Where there are good boundaries, there's space for personal development. There's space for intimacy without suffocation. Some people say they love you and they want to suffocate you. They want to suffocate you. They crowd you. They don't want to give you any breathing space. You can't talk to anybody else. You can't spend time with anybody else. You must not have other friends. It must be only them. People do that. And it's very toxic. It's very, very toxic and very, very detrimental to well-being. Do not allow yourself to continue a relationship where people are trying to snuff you out. Okay. So I want to deal with, let me see, I've got a lot. Let me see what I can handle tonight and what I can handle. I'll leave it for another time. Right. All right. I want to share with you. Oh, there's time. Okay, let me check how we are doing? Did you hear the things that I taught just now? Someone says network is bad. Is it only on my side? Is anyone else experiencing challenges hearing me?
No, all good here, Pastor.
Okay, so Precious, I think it must be on your side. It must be on your side. All right. Did you? Okay, good. Did you get the 6 reasons why boundaries are necessary? All right, let me see if you got it. Type it for me. Let's get your feedback. Yeah? Let's get your feedback. If you got it, please type it on the comment section. It protects your identity, okay? Correct? Yes? I want more. I gave you 6. Somebody, each person must, contribute to the conversation. So put 1 there. And don't put 1 that somebody has put. So someone has put protects your identity. That's the first one. Who else is saying it prevents emotional overload? Yeah, that's number 3. Who else? It supports emotional and spiritual growth. That's number 6. Yes, it prevents emotional overload. Okay, we've gotten that already. Oh, wow. Somebody just put it there in a heavy way. All right. This is Brother Donald. So, okay. Yeah, okay. I love it. You put it all there for everybody to see. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So let's move on. How to set boundaries without breaking the bond. How do you set boundaries without breaking the bond of the relationship, without fracturing the relationship, without creating bad blood in the relationship? If you don't set boundaries right, people will be offended. People can become resentful towards you because they don't understand why you will set such a boundary. Don't touch my phone. Don't go through my phone. Don't try to unlock my phone when I'm sleeping with my fingerprint. You just come and, no, don't do that. All right. So how do we go about setting boundaries? Let's go through them. I'm going to give you 8 steps. Number one step. Get clear on your boundary. Be very clear what boundary you want to set. Ask yourself the question, what exactly is making me uncomfortable? What exactly is making me feel drained? Ask yourself that question. Why am I uncomfortable about this person touching me on this part of my body? My head, my chest, my bum. Why, what is it? So become clear to yourself why this thing makes you uncomfortable. That's number one. Number 2, a question to ask yourself, what do I need to feel safe, respected, and valued? What do I need to feel safe, to feel respected, and to feel valued? Ask yourself that question. If rubbing your head makes you feel less valued, then you're clear. I don't want you to rub my head because it feels belittling. All right, so be very clear on what boundary you want to set. Vague boundaries confuse people. When it's vague, when it's not clear, it confuses people and invites pushback. If, for instance, let me give an example. You say somebody, I need space, I need some space. What does that mean? It's better to say, I need 30 minutes when I come back from work to unwind and to, get into myself or get myself together before I start, domestic chores for the evening. So it's better to say I need 30 minutes. When I drive back, I just need to unwind for 30 minutes. So give me that 30 minutes. What you're doing by saying that is you're being clear about the boundary that you want to set. Number 2, choose the right place and the right time to set the boundaries. Choose the right place and the right time. Avoid discussing boundaries during heated arguments or stressful moments. Why? Because they will interpret what you are saying and connect it to the conflict that we're having, the argument we're having, the fight we're having, the stressful moment we're having. If you start talking about boundaries, then it will be associated and it wouldn't go well, right? So pick a neutral and calm setting where the other person is more open to listening to you. And that's when you want to talk about the boundaries that you want to set up. Right. Number 3, let's keep going. I told you I'm going to give you 8 step-by-step way, 8 steps to setting up boundaries without breaking the bond. Number 3, use I statements and not you accusations. Because this boundary is about you, not about them. So speak from the perspective of what you want, what you desire, not what they did. So, for instance, say, I feel belittled when you touch my head. It's what I feel. I don't like that feeling. So don't rub my head. That's better to set the boundary. I feel irresponsible arriving church late because you don't get ready on time. So I feel irresponsible going late to functions, going late to church services. So I don't want to be feeling irresponsible. I don't want to be feeling, like that. So I'm saying to you, respect my time. That's boundary setting by making it about you, not them. Don't make it accusatory. Don't make it like you are launching an attack on them. You are always late. You're always late. No, when you say things like that, the person would, try to defend themselves. Because when you attack me, I have to defend myself. All right, let's move to number 4. State the boundary clearly and briefly. Don't over-explain it. Don't apologize excessively. Why? Because over-defending the boundary can weaken it. It can weaken the boundary. So don't, explain it too much. For instance, I'm not able to lend you money because, you start explaining. As you start explaining, you are inviting them to poke it and push you to go beyond what you are willing to do. Okay. Number 5, offer an alternative when possible. So boundaries don't always have to sound like a hard no. It can be a redirection, right? For instance, your spouse is waking you up in the middle of the night to talk about something, and you want to sleep. You can't say, don't push them away to say, I don't want to listen to you. No. But you can politely and calmly say, I can't talk about this late at night. I like to sleep now. However, I can be available at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for us to engage on this thing that you're trying to raise now. Then we can discuss it and discuss it well. So that way, you didn't push them off. You redirected what they're doing. Say, okay, I will make time 10 o'clock tomorrow and we're going to talk about it. So you didn't just deflect them, also offer an alternative. So when you set boundaries, make room for alternatives. I can talk to you tomorrow. I may not be able to give you all that you're asking for. I can give you this. All right, number 5 is that. Okay, number 6, follow through consistently. A boundary that is not enforced is just a wish. A boundary that is not enforced is just a wish. You say, okay, don't touch me in that part of my body. And now they are violating that boundary and they are going there and you're laughing. You're not being consistent. You're not being consistent. Don't come to my house first thing in the morning. Please. I'd rather you come later in the afternoon. And don't come every day. Even the Bible talks about don't come to somebody's house every day. Don't come every day. I will entertain you on Sundays. Come on Sunday. You see, you are setting a boundary and then offering an alternative. And then you are consistent. Consistency. Not today, you allow it, tomorrow you don't allow it. Consistency. Number 7. Are you getting it? Number 7. Stay calm in the face of pushback. So people will resist at first when you try to set boundaries, especially if they are used to not having those strong boundaries. If they're used to it, and now you're trying to set the boundaries, they may push back. They may push back. And when they push back, remain calm and maintain the boundary. Reinstate it like a broken record. Don't back down and accept that your boundaries will not be respected. No. When they push back, don't escalate it. Repeat the boundary and stay firm on what the boundary is for you. Number 8. Anchor your boundaries in love, not in punishment. The tone in which you are setting these boundaries matters. Don't shout. Don't sound irritated. Your goal is to protect, to preserve, to respect, not control or revenge. So you're not setting these boundaries as a weapon to fight somebody. You're setting these boundaries to protect your well-being, to protect your values, and to protect your emotional health or your mental health. All right. Did you get anything? I gave you 8 step-by-step principles or 8 steps to take to establish boundaries without breaking the relationship, without breaking the bond. All right. Let's ask this question. Maybe some women on the call tonight can answer. Why do some women feel guilty for setting boundaries? Any woman who is on the call tonight can answer. You can answer by unmuting yourself and talking, or you can type on the chat function. Why do some women feel guilty for setting boundaries? Does anybody know? I need answers. I need answers. Come on, come on, come on. Does anybody know? Let me hear your thoughts. Give me your thoughts. Why do some women feel guilty for setting boundaries? Give me your thoughts. Sometimes it feels rude, and one might feel uncomfortable with the response. Okay? All right? Sometimes it feels rude, and you don't want to, be rude. Mm-hmm.
Maybe you don't, sometimes you don't want to disappoint.
Yeah, you don't want to disappoint them. Maybe you are a people pleaser. You always want to please people, and you don't want to offend them or disappoint them. All right, that's a reason why people feel guilty. Mm-hmm. Anybody else, making a contribution to the question on the table? Anybody else? All right. Let me Let me give you a few, and then we're going to close there for the break. Let me give you a few. All right, number one, early social conditioning. There are many people who come from homes where the idea of being good means that you have to say yes to everything. You have to be agreeable and accommodating. You have to be putting others first. So when you say no, it feels like you're breaking that good girl image that you have lived since your childhood. So you've been conditioned by your upbringing to always say yes, to entertain people when they are not even comfortable to do so. So as a result, you feel like setting boundaries is selfishness. It's rude. No, it's not rude. It's self-respect. And you don't have to be rude about how you set the boundary. We talked about that already. You don't have to be rude about it. You can be nice, you can be pleasant, and you can lay it down gently. So if you're one of those people who were brought up in homes where the image of being a good person is to, say yes to every request. No, that conditioning must be changed now. You are getting wiser. You came to thank God this Friday to get wisdom. You're getting wiser, so you need to change that conditioning. Number two is fear of conflict or rejection. Some people fear conflict. So because boundaries, lead to pushback. Women who fear losing relationships or fear being disliked may avoid certain limits, feeling it's safer to keep the peace even at their own expense. So I remember some months ago, we were talking about peacemakers and peacekeepers. Blessed are the peacemakers, not the peacekeepers. So peacekeepers want to keep peace at all times. Even when they're hurting, they're trying to keep peace. No, God said, be a peacemaker, not a peacekeeper. All right. Someone had already talked about this. Guilt from people-pleasing patterns. You constantly feel like you have to please everybody, and you feel guilty. Number four, when you don't have an understanding of what boundaries are about and what they are, you see, your misunderstanding of boundaries may look like you are being harsh, you are being rude, no. But if you understand that this thing is for my well-being, it's for my self-respect, then, you are not apologetic about the boundary. I'm not apologetic about, please don't visit me in the night. Don't invite me to a party in the night. I'm not coming. So when I'm saying that because this is what is good for me and my journey. So if you don't understand boundaries like that, you will feel bad setting it. Right. Number 5, religious and cultural misrepresentations or misinterpretations. So some people misinterpret submission in the Bible, and they take it to an extreme because they misunderstood what submission is supposed to be from the Word of God, from the Bible. So they take it to absurd extremes. Don't, if you're one of those, tonight, you need to ask God to help you re-erect the healthy boundaries around areas of your life where the boundaries have fallen. If you have experienced punishment for speaking up, you'll be afraid to set boundary. If you spoke up, like let's say a woman, you spoke up, but in speaking up you're ashamed, you're ridiculed, you're harassed, you're humiliated, next time you don't want to speak. Why do women feel guilty for setting boundaries? Last one, and this one is very bad and sad. When you have low self-worth, low self-worth, low self-esteem, you will struggle to set boundaries because your sense of, self-worth is so low. You feel you don't deserve your private time. You don't deserve your privacy on your phone. You don't deserve your rules around how your body is touched. You don't, because of low self-worth, you don't feel you deserve this, level of protection or boundaries around your life. So if you internalize low self-worth, you're going to struggle to set boundaries. You'll be feeling guilty about it. All right. I'm going to release us for our break. If you do have any questions, I will encourage you to have them ready. Maybe you can actually post them on the comment section. And when we come back at the top of the hour, we are going to take these questions. But before we go on this break, two things. We have two messages that we want to communicate with you before we take the break. All right, please share the video.
Get ready for a life-transforming experience. Join us for the 2025 Power of Women Conference and Business Expo, themed The Flourishing Woman, with powerful hosts Dr. Chooks and Pastor Toye Ugoihe, and inspiring speakers Dr. Patience Mlengana, Dr. Gugu Gametse, Dr. Sibongile Mbata, and Pastor Mark Ellis. You will be empowered to reach new heights. And get ready to worship with Pastor Annette Ezemo. This is an event you won't want to miss. Not only will you be inspired, but you also have access to our red carpet, business expo, medical tests, and medical talks. Plus, receive one-on-one prayers and ministry at our prayer booth. Join us on Friday, August 29th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, August 30th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Bosquen Community Center, Kelly Avenue, Randburg. Get your tickets now for just 250 Rand at www.amazingpowerofwomen.com or WhatsApp 064-200-1545. The Flourishing Woman awaits. Don't miss out on this life-changing experience. See you there.
has the ticket has access to all of this. Number two, on Saturday, the ticket gives you lunch, and all in that 250.